Next, we're gonna do manual muscle testing for dorsiflexion for her ankle. And first I'm gonna take her through a fair test. She's just gonna pull her foot upwards, go all the way down with it. Let's look at this one right now. All the way down, and let's do our right one, and all the way up. And all the way down, and all the way up. Has any pain there? No. Good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have her hold it in a neutral position where it's 90 degrees. So we're going to have here, and this is going to be out at 90 degrees. And I'm going to put my hand directly on top of her foot. And I'm going to have her hold her foot in place. And we're going to do a brake test where I'm going to push, push, push till her foot gives way. And we're going to grade her strength of her dorsiflexion here. So my hand's going to be right here. All right, I'm going to put my hand right up here to stabilize her so she's not using anything else. I don't want her to do any hip flexion here to help out. So I'm going to stabilize here. My hand will be right here. And when I tell you to start pulling your toes upwards, go ahead and pull your toes up. That's what you're going to do, but I'm going to stop you from doing it, and I'm going to try to push you. So you're going to resist me as hard as you can. I'm going to say, push, 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 and if I'm able to, I'm going to actually bend your foot down, but you're going to give me all you got. Ready? And go. Push, 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 push. Very good. Had a lot of trouble breaking her, so I'm going to rate her a 5 out of 5 on that. So this next test we're going to do is a handheld dynamometry. We're going to test her inversion. And the one thing you're going to want to be careful of, you don't want her to rotate the hip, her entire upper, you don't want her to rotate her femur or her tibia. We just want to see how strong she is in here. So I'm going to stabilize right here, and I'm going to ask her to go ahead and invert her foot inward. Yes, turning it in like this. All right, so this motion here, turn it in. I don't want to see a rotation that way, like a full rotation where she rotates her hip. I want to see this motion here. So where do I place the dynamometer? I'm going to place the dynamometer right here on her metatarsal, right there. I want to make sure, you can't see this in video, but my elbow is going to be pinned to my side, and I want to be an immovable wall. So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to have my hand here on the metatarsal. I'm going to have my hand on the dynamometer. I'm going to stabilize her right here, and she's going to push that toward me. Now I'm going to tell her to push for about 5 seconds. I want to make sure I'm not moving. If I push back and we have this little tug of war going on, we're going to get some bad readings. So I want to make sure I'm going to stabilize here. She's going to turn that, go ahead and turn that foot in for me. There we go. Nothing hurts there. That's our fair test right there. She looks good. She feels good. And that's the motion I want. So I'm going to hold this here. Let me actually get a little bit better of an angle here so we could see. And there we are. And I'm going to give you about 5 seconds, and you're going to push, 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 push until I say stop. Ready? And go. Push, 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 push. Good job. And we would do that 3 times just to make sure we're getting 3 readings that are very similar. And that's our handheld dynamometry for ankle inversion. The first structure we're going to palpate, the first muscle that we're going to palpate is going to be the fibularis longus, the muscle belly, and the tendons. And this one starts here at the fibula, and there's the fibula on the lateral part of the lower extremity, right there. And it goes all the way down. I can feel the muscle right there. It very easily, my thumb palpates over the top of it. Palpates over the top. And I can follow that muscle down all the way down to here. I can still feel it. My thumb can easily go over the top of it. And I can follow that down, follow it down, and that will go right down below posterior to the lateral malleolus, and it will attach right down here. The next structure we're looking at is the calcaneofibular ligament, And the calcaneofibular ligament goes from the inferior portion of the malleolus to the calcaneus. And that's a pretty easy one. If I invert her foot, you can actually see it very clearly right there. It's this little ligament that travels right from the inferior portion of the malleolus down to the calcaneus. And you can actually see my thumb go right over top of it right here. That's an easy one to find. The last tendon we're going to do on this side is the tibialis posterior tendon, and that travels from the medial malleolus to the navicular tubercle, and that's pretty. If I have her pull up and resist her inverting, go ahead invert, I can feel that right in here. So as we go through here, we're going to follow the malleolus down. Here is her navicular tubercle. I can feel that tendon directly on there. So I'm going to have her pull up. I'm going to resist, and I can feel it directly right there. That's a pretty easy one to feel.